Welcome back, family. Welcome back to the Serving Real. I'm your host, Don Cello, the Serving King. And y'all know what we do, man. We sit, we chop it up with the entrepreneurs, the influencers, the culture movers, man. People out here really trying to make a change, make a shift in society. And like always, I got a special guest with me, man. To kind of follow up on our last episode, I had Mr. Darius Clayton here to kind of talk to us about personal credit. But after that episode, I had a lot of people tap in and say, man, we want to hear about the business side. We want to hear about business credit. What's the difference? Is there a difference? So today, I got my guy, Mr. Alex Feliciano. What's going on, bro?
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Man, no problem. Thank you for coming through. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, bro, but before we get into your story, as far as credit goes, kind of take me back to the beginning, right? How was your upbringing?
Um, it was one where I was told not to use credit cards. I was told if you don't have the cash for it, not to use it. So, a lot of my upbringing, I didn't really know credit. I wasn't educated on credit. But it was a good upbringing, man. My dad, hard worker, wanted me to live that safe route. Go to work, get with a big corporation, and but as I got older, I realized I didn't want to be working into my 70s and not be able to retire.
Right. So business was something that was kind of on your mind early, right?
It was on my mind as a side thing. Like my dad always had his little side hustles, working on air conditioners, working on his carpentry, stuff like that. So I always knew I wanted to be my own boss in that way.
Okay.
But as I got older and I got a little more educated, I'm like I could work smarter, not harder, and be able to retire a lot sooner than my dad. And he's just I use him as an example because he's bust his butt my whole life.
Right.
And now that he's at the age that he's supposed to retire, he's scared to because it's going to cut his income down.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about that shift. Well, a lot of time we're not raised in a household learning about personal credit in the first place. So it's kind of for sure thing to know that we don't have any knowledge when it comes to business credit, let alone personal credit. So let's talk about that. What's the difference, right? Or is there a difference between personal credit and business credit?
It's a big difference, man. Personal credit is good for personal reasons, right? But once you get into the business side of things, personal credit, they go hand in hand in the beginning if you're just starting a business. But in reality, you get so much more with business credit and doing things with other people's money as opposed to doing it with yours. So that's really where the big difference is. You could scale your business a lot faster using other people's money.
I think that's one of the things that we kind of get confused about. We think everything has to be our dollar, right? We have to come out of pocket with our own money. I guess in some sense you do, but a lot of times we don't understand the importance or the significance of other people's money. Kind of talk about why that's such a big thing in business when you really get into the business side of things, not always using your own cash.
Right. I mean, when you use your own profits back into your business, you're only going to grow but so much.
Right.
Either your profits are going to be diminished or you're just going to stay at the same level for the most part. But when you start doing things with other people's money, your profits are your profits. You just pay these people back and you keep on moving. But instead of me having to use out of my profits where I may only generated a certain amount, if my business credit is structured, if my business is structured correctly and it's built the right way, then at that point I can get more from somebody else and invest all of that into my business, and keep my profits my profits.
So let's talk about that. How does one go about that though, right? I'm just getting into entrepreneurship. How do I get into even asking or going about getting funding from someone else?
So you want to structure yourself the right way. I always tell my people, no matter if you're just starting your business, we want you to look like a Fortune 500 company.
Right.
So we, teach you what, the rich people use, the tricks and the ways that they get by. We teach that to our community, so we can be able to maneuver as well. So it's all about structuring yourself the right way, establishing your business to look like a Fortune 500 company to the banks and the lenders where they're going to give you the money that you need.
Right. Talk about that though, like the steps to do that. I think a lot of times with starting entrepreneurs, we we get kind of intimidated, right? Once we get that LLC or once we get that paperwork that says we're business, now we're like, what's next?
Exactly.
Right? Like we know what we want to sell, but how do we get to that next level? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, again, after you're structured right and you want to get into the business, you know, in the beginning, if you have no income for that business yet, you know, going into a business bank account,
Right.
you'll have to co-sign with your
Right.
personal
Right.
credit
Right.
towards your business and be a personal guarantor.
Right.
That gets you the funds for the business a lot faster. While, you know, what we do is we help our clients by applying for the different net 30s that we know they're going to get approved for. We build, you know, that business credit to them so where we can separate the personal credit from the business credit after a while.
Okay. Okay. So, starting off, it'll be your personal credit that you use to kind of maneuver with your business. But after a while, after you, I guess, establish some kind of income or some kind of credit, then you're able to say, all right, my business is an entity on its own, and then me personally is something different.
Right. You know, in the beginning, co-signing for your business, you're still using business information.
Right.
But if you were to default, then it reports to your personal
okay.
credit.
Right.
So what we do is we'll co-sign. You use your personal credit to co-sign to get funds for your business a lot faster. While we, you know, build that business credit, and once it's built, we want to use your business credit for almost everything,
Right.
and your personal credit for little to nothing.
Right. Right.
You know, people don't understand that we can get homes, vehicles, things of this nature using business credit.
Right.
You know,
okay. You don't have to use your personal to get a home.
No, at all. And if anything, I want to teach us that we want to use our business credit for mostly everything. You know, so if anything does go awry with that business, we still have the personal credit to fall back on.
Right.
You know, and it's also about establishing your business the right way to where you protect your business.
Okay.
You know, I tell my clients all the time, the main thing, the simplest thing to mess up on when establishing your business is the name.
Wow. Okay.
You know, and I say that because as soon as you put what you're doing in your business name, you're limiting yourself and capping
Right.
yourself to the funds
Right.
that you can get.
Got you.
You know, so always keep it, you know, general. You know, I use Pepsi as an example.
Right.
You know,
PepsiCo.
right. We think Pepsi, they think
Right.
soda, but
Right.
they own Taco Bell,
Right.
KFC,
Right.
Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
So when those little companies need money, Pepsi applies for that, and they distribute it to those smaller companies.
Gotcha.
So if I sue Taco Bell, I can never reach Pepsi.
Just Taco Bell.
Just Taco Bell. So you protect yourself, and you're establishing yourself the right way.
Wow. Okay, so talk about, man, how important and important is that, because we pick a name. We want to name something that sounds catchy. Let's go into the LLC, sole proprietorship, S corp, C corp. Let's go into those. Starting entrepreneur. Maybe he's a mobile mechanic, right? What's his process, and does sole proprietorship work better than LLC or S corp?
I would.
Come on, talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk to me about that.
I wouldn't do sole proprietorship, you know, because you're really limiting yourself as to what you could do. I always preach do the LLC, and then you could DBA as what you want under that.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So we'll build the business credit for that one LLC.
Let's see.
You know, you come up with that umbrella name, and then after you build that business credit, you can do business as any other entity.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
And again, we build the business credit for the main umbrella name.
Got you. But anything under it, you can name it separate.
Yeah.
But it all falls under that one.
That one umbrella name.
That one corporation.
Notice that Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, they all got Pepsi products.
Right.
You know, so it all falls under Pepsi, but we know them as Pizza Hut.
Yeah, Pizza
we
Hut,
know them as Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell.
You know, but really Pepsi is the top dog there.
Top dog. Right. You spoke earlier about building credit with the different net 30 options. Talk to people and explain to people what is a net 30.
A net 30 is an account that you could get from different stores, and it gives you 30 days to pay back, so you don't have to pay anything outright.
Okay.
You know, so you know, one of the popular ones is Uline, right? You go to Uline, and if you use your EIN, you know, they don't ask for any really personal information, just business information. You can establish that and get a certain amount of a line of credit from them.
Okay.
And you can use that and pay it back within 30 days. We always say to pay it back on the 20th day.
Right.
You know, but really a net 30 is something that you can take advantage of for your business, order supplies for your business, and have 30 days to pay it back.
So how often, right? That's one of the things we were talking about last week, and I think a lot of people are always curious about is how often is it reporting, and how soon will they see the impact of the net 30? How does that work?
Well, they report every 30 days, hence the name Net
Net
30.
30,
You have
right.
Net 50s, Net 55s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got different types of trade lines that you can apply for.
Okay.
But the Net 30s, you have different tier levels. That's the first tier that you want to go for.
Okay.
You build that, then you could get to your Sams, your Amazons, and things of that nature.
Okay.
But you get them, you pay them every 20 days. So on the 30th day when it reports, it's already paid, and it either increases your limit or you just be able to move on to your next tier after a few months of doing that.
Right. So it's all basically the same, just making sure that you pay your bills on time, and after a while you're able to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
It's a little, it is pretty much the same because with personal credit, you pay your bills, you want to keep your utilization low, and you want to build age. Same concept, just on a bigger level.
Bigger level, absolutely. All right, so kind of tell us, man. You with Janae White University. I know you guys are doing a lot of things over there. Kind of speak to some of the things that you guys do.
Yeah, man. I mean, J. White Credit University, it's not just, personal credit.
Right.
We want to see our personal credit clients get into business credit,
absolutely.
start passive income.
Absolutely.
Because what we don't know is that, the general thought of credit is let me use it and I'll just pay it back.
Pay it back
when
later.
really you could use your personal credit to get into business. Leverage your personal credit to create passive, side incomes,
Right.
Where you don't have to necessarily, bust your butt for 50 hours a week in order to make a living.
Right. What I try to talk about a lot on this channel is everybody can't own Amazon. Everybody can't own a Walmart, right? But everybody can have a piece of Walmart. Everybody can have a piece of Amazon. Or everybody, you can have a job and have 10 vending machines, one rental property. Like everybody can have multiple streams of income, right? It doesn't always have to be you being this big, huge corporation owner. Kind of talk about some of the things you see when you talk to clients who want to get into passive income, right? And they want to get to that point where they have some kind of cash flow that doesn't require them to punch a clock to make it.
So it's all about, helping them get that passive income and grow it, right? We also show how to get into the Airbnb game, car rental game, notary, cleaning businesses, trucking businesses. We give ideas and we hold courses for our clients. But really, anything that you make money on the side with, anything that you may have needed assistance with, you can turn into a business.
Right.
And that small business could be expanded.
Right.
Because I guarantee you, just because you had that problem and it was solved, there's a lot more other people with that same problem.
Right, absolutely.
So that way that you found to resolve it is now a passive income. That's how Miss Janae started with her credit, with the credit business. She had bad credit. She fixed her own credit. She started working on her family's credit, and now she's working on the city's credit.
Right, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
that's all it's about. Wherever there's a need, there's a need for a business for it.
Right, absolutely. You can always monetize anything that people need. So you spoke about the car rental game, the trucking business, and I believe I seen you not too long ago. You posted a picture of like a bundle that you guys are selling. Kind of speak to that bundle and kind of tell people what they can get with that.
Absolutely. The J White Business Bundle, it's an all-in-one bundle. We really break down the Airbnb game, how to get into the Airbnb game, how to secure them, how to furnish them. We get into the rental car business, how to, leverage your personal credit into the business credit to get those vehicles in your business name, and rent those vehicles out and make a profit on them. The six-figure notary business. There's so many ways that it's not just putting a stamp on somebody's paper.
Right.
You could provide other services. You could do mobile printing. You can come to them and just, we teach you how to target, who you want, roofing companies, car dealerships, and how to get into it. We even teach you how to build your business credit, on that course.
Okay.
So it's all about, education when it comes to J. White Credit University, hence the university at the end of the name.
Right.
Because even when it comes to personal credit, disputing is so minute in repairing your credit.
Right.
That's like 50% of the work, if that.
Right.
It's really about restructuring, rebuilding. That's what gets you the faster score increases to get into the business credit.
Right. So kind of break down, tell the people where they can go to get that bundle, or if they just want to get with you and figure out what steps they need to take, whether it's personal, but more specifically for business.
Absolutely. We're up at the J. White Business Center, 1403 Suite 2, Dunn Avenue. You guys can call 904-834-5116. You guys can go on my Facebook, Alex Feliciano. That's Alex Feliciano, Feliciano. Send me a friend request and we could talk. But it's really about us giving you multiple ways to contact us. So we have Facebook groups, emails, we have these courses, and we just want to see the city win. And that's what it's about.
Have you seen it starting to look like Jacksonville is on that run now, right? We look at cities like Atlanta, and Houston, and LA, and all these different hot spots and metro areas where entrepreneurship is kind of one of the top things, right? Everybody is kind of maneuvering in that space. Are y'all kind of seeing Jacksonville go in that direction? I know with you guys are dealing with the whole city when it comes to business and credit.
Yes, sir.
Are you kind of seeing that shift?
Absolutely. I mean, Jacksonville, our reputation was that crab in the barrel. The older I get, the more shoulders I'm rubbing, the more people I talk to. I really think we're getting out of that space.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people that I'm seeing now, what we preach is collaboration over competition. There's no need to compete with somebody in the same line of business as you. When you guys can collaborate and reach so many more people. What you might be doing may help me. What I might be doing could help you. Why not come together? But yeah, I really think we're getting out of that old stigma, and we want to see each other win a lot more now. Absolutely. And I'm seeing that firsthand just from the different people. You'd be surprised who I've seen come into the office, like jaw dropping. I'm like, okay, And I mean, I've spoken to people from all different type of backgrounds. I've spoken to people in the NFL, got them into credit. I've gotten people playing basketball across seas. So it doesn't really matter how much money you make or how much money you have. Credit is what you need in the long run. And you even need personal credit to get into the business credit side of things. So we're big on it.
All right, man. So before you go, talk to somebody who is sitting on the couch. They've taken that first step and gotten their business certified. It's approved throughout the state. They are now they want funding for maybe a major project, but they don't know where to go. They don't even know what their credit score is, right? Talk to that person and kind of give them the first step to what they should do to start making that dream come true today.
Give me a call, 904-834-5116. I mean, if you have started the process of structuring your business and you're ready to get it funded, the worst thing you could do is get cold feet. Jump off the porch all the way. You jump down 2 stairs, you might as well finish jumping. And you'll learn as you go. Don't be scared to apply for funding. Just make sure you're applying for funding, that you're going to use. Have a plan for the money that you're applying for. You don't want to get the funds and then you just blow through it and now you just owe this money. Have a plan for all the funds that you're getting. Have that business plan set and stick to it. Don't let nothing deter you off of your plan. Don't let the naysayers, get you down and make you think it's not going to work. When in reality, you're doing something that they were scared of doing already. So, don't be scared. Jump off the porch and get that business going.
Definitely. Man, well, I thank you, brother, for coming through.
Thank you.
Man, and we hope that somebody, man, you watch this and you got some kind of information, some kind of inspiration. I know it's a lot of people who hit me saying, yo, we know about the personal. We want to move into the business side. So hopefully Mr. Alex kind of cleared up a lot of things. He gave y'all his number. We're going to have it on the bottom of the screen. So you guys make sure you tap in, get with him to find out all your business credit needs, personal credit needs, anything that you guys need for your business. And like always, we'll be back next week.